Hi, my name is Linda Corbett and I'm with Nyhouse Education Center. And today I'm going to go over with you with the sixth and final syllable type. So we're going to be looking at syllable type number 6. So I'm going to show you some words and I want you to look at these words and tell me what you see that's the same in all these words. Let's read those words. Candle, sample, ankle, uncle, puzzle. Did you notice that all these words were 2-syllable words? Yes, they're all 2 syllables. And if we were to think about which syllable is carrying the accent, meaning that that syllable is stressed a little bit louder than the other, which one would you think? Candle, sample. Are you thinking that that first syllable is carrying the accent? It is. So in all of these words, the first syllable is carrying the accent, meaning that we just stress that syllable a little bit more as we read it. But now let's focus on the final syllable. What do you notice about the final syllable in these words? Are you noticing that they all end in an L and an E? Yes, they do. Is that E sounded in those words? No, the E is silent in these words. However, it's important that it's there because with this syllable, it's making one impulse of the mouth. When we pronounce this final syllable in its entirety, we're actually adding that consonant letter to it. So when we say this word, we're saying candle, sample, ankle, uncle, puzzle. And so that consonant and then the L and the E is making up the final syllable. So we call this syllable type a final stable syllable. We call it final because it's the final syllable in the word. We are calling it stable. Whenever you see a consonant LE, you will always pronounce it the same, and it is a syllable. So a final stable syllable. We code a final stable syllable with what we call a half bracket, and we will always accent the syllable before. We do know that that E is silent, and this is just one of many final stable syllables. This one is called the consonant LE, final stable syllable. So we have to learn them individually, but we know that they're always going to be reliable for reading because they're very stable. So let me show you a few other final stable syllables that can be taught and have wide application. So this final stable syllable, you will notice we have the words nation, mention, portion, and caution. So again, what did we hear in final position? We heard shun. And how is it spelled in these words? It's spelled T-I-O-N. Although that's not very phonetic, whenever we see T-I-O-N, we know it will always be pronounced shun. Again, this is another final stable syllable. It's coded with a half bracket, and the accent is on the syllable before. I want to show you one more final stable syllable so you get the idea that we have many different final stable syllables. Let's look at these words. We have picture, nature, mixture, future, and fixture. What did you hear that was the same in the final position or the final syllable of these words? Yes, you heard chur. And how is chur spelled in these words? T-U-R-E. Again, it's not very phonetic, But when you see T-U-R-E in the final position as a final syllable in the words, you will always pronounce it very reliably as chur. So again, this is another final stable syllable that's very reliable in final position of words. So a final stable syllable, we could say, is coded with a half bracket, and you will accent the syllable before. And it's fun to learn all those reliable final stable syllables. So I'm happy to be able to share with you all of the 6 syllable types. So I think as you're decoding words and you're breaking them down into syllables, your ability to notice those types will enable you just to know how to read those vowels. So again, I hope it's been helpful. I really think it's the key in decoding, and it's important to learn to identify those syllable types.